Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, we're going to tell you what MJF said about Tony Khan and CM Punk after Dynamite went off the air.
We've got a backstage update on the Elite's return to AEW.
AEW sort of confirmed a London show last night.
And Triple H wants a new talent signing thing. This is the news.
It is the news, and he's Phil and I'm Andy. MJF, he's been doing some talking after last night's Dynamite went off the air. He had some rather interesting words. Now, if you want to see the video of this, we've put it on the website. It's right there, baby. Bottom of the article, you'll find it. The thumbnail has the word bullshit in it 3 times in a row. It's not difficult to find. But yeah, basically he got on the microphone after Dynamite. Tony Khan was in the ring, and he referenced a lot of stuff. I'll go through I'm not going to read every single part of it because it's quite long. But he got the mic, he said, I'm going to get real with you, just give me a second, no bull, no bull, no bull. Everybody give me a minute. A lot of bull has gone on lately. We all know it. However, let me make something clear. Me and you, referencing Tony, we've been at odds once or twice. I'm not going to stand here and act like that's not the case, but there's something I take issue with that I've been seeing lately. You guys think you're wrestling fans. Imagine for 1 second that you had the opportunity to bring your love of pro wrestling out to the world and create an alternative. Would you do it? This man, pretend Phil's Tony Khan, this man right here, busts his ass week in, week out to not just give you, but all the boys in the back an opportunity to show how much we love pro wrestling. He continues a bit talking about we risk our lives every week, and we don't take that lightly. What I damn sure don't take lightly is somebody coming into my company, dropping their trousers, and taking a dump. That ain't happening no more. So he continues kind of putting over Tony.
Who could he be talking about?
Yeah, I wonder. Is it maybe Brandon Cutler? He puts Tony over a bit more, talks about AEW as an alternative, and then he brings it back and mentions the bidding war of 2024. All the storyline stuff. I'm going to win the belt at Full Gear. It's a pretty clear reference to CM Punk, this, isn't it?
Quite clear, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really veiled. And I think of all the, maybe not of all, because I'm sure people, we're not privy to backstage relationships and stuff. But MJF has more of a reason than most to be upset with this bloke, given that this press scrum completely took the shine away from his big return at All Out.
Yeah, it was a little bit harsh, that, wasn't it? But this makes sense. Hopefully, this is like the AEW locker room reclaiming what they were originally. This is the good place to work, damn it.
Yeah.
And it's been ruined by people pulling the pants down and taking craps all over the floor, obviously.
I hope Punk literally did that. It's a literal description of what happened.
Well, at least his dog did. One of them got
Don't blame Larry. Larry's suffered enough.
But yeah, it's just good stuff from MJF, isn't it?
It's fun. I love stuff like this. I always will. Even when people are ripping into wrestlers and stuff that I like, I'm into it, man. I want the popcorn. Just
more of this sort of thing. Why the hell not? And more promos after the show goes off air.
Less pooping on the floor.
They're always really good. They just do more of it because it's just fun.
It is always fun.
Dark show, dark match stuff. Just promos. It's good. Yeah. Always good. But staying with AEW for a bit, we've got a bit of a backstage update about the Elite's return at Full Gear. Obviously, it was announced last night that they are going to be going up against Death Triangle for the trios titles, and that was announced after Death Triangle beat AR Fox and Top Flight, and Pat cut a bit of a promo about it, and then sort of the graphic appeared, and then their faces did the sort of fade in onto the sort of graphic poster, and that was announced for Full Gear. What we kind of all expected. And the update is from Fightful Select, basically saying that this was the plan all along from when they started doing the little vignettes with the sort of fade outs and things like that. They were just going to keep them off TV and run it through to Full Gear and have the big return at Full Gear itself. And it kind of makes sense in terms of how there's not a lot else you could do to build to this match, I don't think, other than the Elite are returning. We've not seen them since September the 4th when they got suspended because of all the all-out, fallout, brawl-out stuff. And yeah, the match is going to be absolutely amazing, and I assume they're going to win.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is a nice little way. They try and pop a nice little buy rate, aren't they? You want to see the Elite come back? We're not going to do it on TV. We're going to do it on the pay-per-view. Yeah. So they've pre-announced it. They got a pop when they revealed them on the opposite side of the graphic. I think that I'll tell you what I think about the match itself when we get to our questions.
There you
in the
go.
Video. But yeah, I'm just kind of happy to have them back, and I hope that Punk is back in wrestling somewhere as well. I enjoy all of these people too much to see them not work, basically.
Absolutely.
So there we go. Speaking of things that don't work, the announcement for the UK show was a bit damp last night, wasn't it?
It was a little bit.
So last week, AEW announced via Tony Schiavone that they were coming to the UK and that they were going to make an announcement on this week's show. Well, technically they did make the announcement, but there wasn't much meat on these bones. It's like, hey, we're going to London. What date? Sometime in 2023. Larry's back on there. Sometime in 2023, but there's no date or no venue or anything like that. So yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more, admittedly. Hopefully we get that soon. But hey, look, they're coming to the UK, and maybe we'll do something around that as well. Maybe we'll see you there.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be doing lots of things around that show. Yeah, we were kind of hoping for a little bit more meat on the bones, like you say, like an actual date, or like how many shows they're doing, or whether it's going to be a special show or a Dynamite, or like basically any information other than a big word London.
Yeah, and a postbox, Big Ben or whatever. Hi.
Because of London things. But it's great news that they've finally come to the UK.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've been waiting for this for a long time. So, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Get off your asses and do a proper announcement. Let us know what it's going to be.
Give us it next week, or I'm going to talk about it on a video.
And be a bit disgruntled.
Yeah, be like 2 out of 10 disgruntled. Not mad, not angry, just like,
this is annoying. But Triple H, he wants to sign more people to WWE, and that people is Matt Cardona, obviously.
That people
is Matt Cardona. So this is coming from Give Me Sport and WrestleVotes, both reporting that Triple H has been a big fan of basically what he's done since his release back in 2020, all the independent stuff he's done, and the sort of change of character and the incredible GCW run that he's been on. It's been absolutely brilliant. So we've got a tweet from WrestleVotes that I'll just read out. It just says, I've heard because of what he's done on the indies that Hunter is a fan of his. Cardona is not shy about being a lifelong fan, and Hunter likes people that don't shy away from growing up in this business. Hunter would 100% take Matt Cardona back, but I don't know if that offer has been extended. Now, obviously, there's more to this, because obviously there's been a lot of rumours surrounding Chelsea Green and WWE as well. Obviously the wife of Matt Cardona, just in case you didn't know. So I've got another tweet from WrestleVotes just saying, if he comes in with Chelsea Green, I don't know. I know he really wants Chelsea back. Specifically, I know Shawn Michaels loves Chelsea Green, so if they want her, you would think that they kind of make a 2-for-1 offer. Like, we'll take both of you guys if you want.
On one salary.
One salary, damn it. You both get to work. So, yeah, Matt Cardona is also kind of getting in on the action a little bit just by tweeting out a picture of him as Zack Ryder with the Internet Championship, like you do. He likes to wind people up. But he has said multiple times in the past that if he does go back, Zack Ryder's dead, he wants to come back as Matt Cardona, damn it. Because that's who he is now, and that's much more profitable for him in the long run. But I really like this. Matt Cardona's been on a hell of a tear since leaving in 2020. He's had a great run. His GCW stuff was absolutely brilliant. They're both free agents now. They're out of their Impact contracts, so who the hell knows? This could happen.
Yeah. It did pop me the phrasing of the WrestleVotes thing with Give Me Sport there, 2-for-1 deal. It's like a special offer or whatever. Because they're obviously, like, I know this wasn't intended, but they're obviously both extremely talented and all that. And you could bring them in independently and they'd probably do a great job. But together, they're probably going to be awesome as well. Matt Cardona's GCW stuff, what's some of my favorite pro wrestling of 2021. Just like, there's something special in pro wrestling when you have an invader that everyone hates in a home turf going against the home turf guy who they absolutely adore. It's timeless, it's simple, and he leaned into 100%.
Especially in the style that he did at the Sports Entertainer going up against the hardcore guys. It's brilliant.
In GCW as well, where the crowd is so rowdy and it has that kind of outlaw energy to it. I think that stuff ruled, and I've been a big fan of pretty much everything he's done since then. The interview he did with us is incredible.
Fantastic. I will probably link somewhere, but go watch that.
Yeah, man. So, great stuff. I love Matt Cardona. I love Chelsea Green. I want nothing but the best for them.
Absolutely. I would be interested to see how Matt Cardona, the persona, translates onto WWE, though, because he can't really do the same shtick as he did in GCW, because it doesn't really work that way around.
Need to reinvent himself again, but he's proven himself quite adept at that throughout the years. So, shouts to Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green, doing good things. Speaking of good things, we went to the YouTube community for our questions today. We're going to do that once or twice a week. Just mix it up. Some of you guys don't like Twitter. Some of you guys aren't on Twitter. I often don't like Twitter and often consider not being on it myself. But then the other half of the time I really enjoy it. But, you know, it's all over the place, just like my general thought processes. But our first question today from YouTube comes from Ashley. Who says, firstly, thank you for keeping me company during the early days of motherhood and maternity leave. No, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your support and everyone out there. Secondly, most fans agree that Tony Khan needs to cap. I can't do words. It's like the butterfly.
Cap
the talent he signs and refocus on the talent he has not utilized enough on the roster. But who would you like to see? We were just talking about this in the office, me and Michael this morning. Like, where's Miro? What's going on? But who would you like to see as one last surprise pop, either at Full Gear or Winter is Coming? So yeah, if Tony Khan's gonna wrap it up, maybe make a few less signings, who would you bring in as one last hurrah, baby?
I think we both have the same idea for
this
one.
I think we do. I'll let you do it.
It's a certain incredibly talented Sasha Banks. Like we've not been talking about her signing or for anyone enough recently. It's kind of you kind of have to. I think doing things on the women's division side of things is a much better idea than doing it on the men's side, which is incredibly bloated and full. But adding a Sasha Banks to that women's division would improve it no end. Like the amount of matches that you could have, the sort of talent that she has on offer to like teach other people as well. I think she'd be invaluable, and she's also a massive draw.
Exactly.
At the same time.
Exactly. Like Sasha Banks is the first. For me, like it would be the biggest and the best that you could because he's not signing Roman Reigns. You know, he's not bringing in The Rock, for example.
You're not getting Brock Lesnar.
No. So like that's the one. That would pop everyone. I'm gonna go with one that would pop the nerds.
Hello.
Right? It would pop the dorks among us. Chris Hero, why not?
Hey,
why not?
There you go.
If the Blackpool Combat Club are going to go their separate ways at some point, and they might after this pay-per-view, who knows? Kings of Wrestling, Chris Hero and Claudio. Oh man, us Chikara Ring of Honor dorks. Like a lot of people are going to be like, why are these two guys here? Not us nerds, we know. We've been in the game a long time. Dark Returns would like to know. So even as a fan, I'm not sure how I want the Elite to return. Do they go back for the titles? Do they go somewhere else? Do they acknowledge anything that happened? I'm really curious about your opinions on this. How would the two of you book the Elite's return? So this was obviously before the announcement of the match, but we can take it from there. I think it's quite interesting to consider. For me, I'm just having them win the title, man. I'm just having them win the belts, and then I'm going with whatever the plan was for them after All Out, because you've obviously had to rewrite a bunch of content, like stories and stuff in between now and then. I feel like you could probably slot whatever was planned for after the show quite easily into this.
Yes, I imagine so. Just pick up kind of where you left off. I think they need to win it. I don't think Death Triangle. I mean, I love Death Triangle. The matches and stuff, like themselves, absolutely fantastic. Love them as a group, but I don't think, like, as champions, they've really done anything. Yeah. But they've also not really been booked to do anything with the belts. They've just kind of been there. Yeah. So a refocus on the trios titles under the Elite. Whether they reference anything that happened, I've no idea. I reckon they'll get some sly references in there.
Some little digs here and there.
Like, don't know. I wouldn't lean on it too heavily.
Yeah, for sure. I think it would have been. I think it would have been quite healthy for, you know, when Tony Khan made his first announcement about on the first Dynamite afterwards. It would have been quite healthy to go after incidents that occurred or whatever, rather than just going, we've stripped them of the belts. Like maybe reference it a little bit, because now we've reached the point where not making it part of the storyline has become so deeply ingrained that it would be very difficult to suddenly go, hey, we were suspended, guys, or whatever. So it's really tricky to know how to leverage that. But for me, I would probably do the same. I would just go, hey, like the odd little funny dig here and there.
Yeah. But otherwise, let's just move on away from this.
I'm ready, man. I'm just ready for them to wrestle again at this stage.
And also, it's got nothing to do with the Elite, but I'd split Pac up from Death Triangle and have him go on an absolute tear on his own as the lone bastard, just tear through up to the other one and get into the goddamn main event.
And they have been teasing that over the past couple of months, so hey, maybe that's coming too. Our final question, fun one here. Bit of a Friday feel about this one. It comes from Thomas Head, who says, good morning, Andy, and the Saturday Iron Man Phil. Asking again, asked this question before. If the WhatCulture team was the Bloodline, who would be the tribal chief, the wise man, the hot-headed one, the chill one, the street champion, and the honorary Oos? I acknowledge you as the ones who get my day started. So I like this a lot. We'll bounce it back and forth.
All right. Let's start with Wilborn, who is obviously the Sami Zayn of the group.
I think that's quite straightforward, isn't
Let's just get that one out of the way.
He is 100%. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He is the one.
Miller head of the table?
Yeah, Miller's obviously the head of the table. He's the only one with shoulders big enough to bear that load.
Yes.
So he's the Roman Reigns of the group. So I feel like the Usos need to be the
Dudleys.
The Dudley boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they've got a different dynamic, they've got a different vibe, they've got the fired up one and the quiet one. You can fantasy book which one's which in your thing.
Figure out yourselves which one hates Wilbon and which one doesn't.
Who's turning, who's not, all of that stuff. But yeah, they're the Usos for sure. That leaves us, so that means I'm either the Solo Sikoa or Paul Heyman. I got Paul Heyman because I talk a lot of crap.
Fair enough. I guess that leaves me as Solo Sikoa then.
Yeah. The street champion, Phil Chambers.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'm the tough one.
I'm the enforcer. Yeah, me and Paul, man, like he's bald. Like I'm not wise is the difference there, I guess. But yeah, we both talk a lot of rubbish. We have funny facial expressions now and then. Why not? Let us know in the comments what you think. How are you fantasy booking us as the Bloodline? But hey, thank you for joining us today. Back to Twitter for the questions tomorrow. It's Friday, we get stupid. I'll do a thread tonight. It'll be great. We'll have fun. You can follow us on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. You can follow Phil at
Fill My Chambers. And you can follow Andy at.
Follow me, it's Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Hey. Some good news about Jake the Snake. He's off the oxygen. He's back at work at AEW. Good for him. Glad he's doing better. Glad he's happier, healthier. Yeah, Jake, go. Bye.
Go, Jake.
Go, Jake, go.